Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Andor, the season finale. Absolutely great episode. Great episode to an end of an arguably great season that if you liked the first few episodes, you'll love the whole thing. But I think logic would probably work in the reverse of that as well. If you didn't like them, you're probably not going to like the whole thing. And I think that's okay, that's fine, it's not for everyone. But goodness me, this, to me, this is how you do a new Star Wars, you know, where you are going to sort of focus away from the sort of Jedi elements and really get into the nitty gritty of why the rebellion began. And now we really do get a sense of why the rebellion began and how, you know, the seeds of the rebellion popping up all over the galaxy to then be nurtured and sort of amalgamated together into one force. And obviously we're going to see more of that moving forwards. We're already seeing a bit of it. Season 2 will explore this so much more. And I'd encourage anyone to watch this show if you haven't watched it and you don't mind what's considered to be a slow burn. I don't think it's a slow burn. I actually think every single frame is used to great effect. And there's certain elements about this particular episode that really stood out to me. And we're going to talk full spoilers now. You've had my review, non-spoilers. It's great. Music's great. Cinematography's great. It's just great. Like, it's really, really good. There are some things which are, of course, a little bit like, well, you know, that's convenient. Whatever. There are plot holes in every single show, every single movie you'll watch. It's whether you find the movie or show to be entertaining enough for you to overlook them. So, that's the reason why I don't point them out, because I find this to be entertaining enough that I overlook a lot of this whatever stuff that there is. So anyway, that's my review, non-spoilers. Let's talk about spoilers, because there are some things which I just found to be so beautiful and a standout. So we talk about the cinematography and we talk about the editing and the colour grading of this show, and I think this is the best looking Star Wars we've had. The Mandalorian has too much of a glossy sheen over it, and it just looks too artificial, too modern, you know. And this is one of the Star Wars shows which is produced and handled predominantly by British film crews, and I think that does show. There is one scene in this show which I think perfectly exemplifies what I'm talking about from like a technical aspect. When Andor is down through the streets, it's sort of dusk, and he comes across his adopted father's stone, his brick, which is a thing which happens on Ferrix, that you get cremated and turned into a brick, and you literally make up the foundation of Ferrix moving forwards. And I think that's a really beautiful way to sort of, you know, expand a culture of a planet, but also to show how that can be a linchpin to start a rebellion, which it then becomes. But anyway, I digress. Andor touches this brick and has some flashbacks. But when we flash back to him obviously being there now, the colour grade is so good. I don't know whether this was shot at, you know, the sort of golden hour or not. I don't know. But the lighting is great. And there's such a lovely gritty grain to the film. Now, I don't know, it's probably been added after the fact, right? You add in what's called noise. So generally speaking, when you edit a film, you denoise it. You try to scale back the noise of, you know, the sort of video material as much as you can, which is the grain and it's sort of artifacts that appear. However, it's one of those things which we find very charming about older cinema, is this grain, this noise. And so they've obviously put that back in to great effect. The colours are still there. They don't sort of bleed into one another. The blacks are quite nice, because that's the thing which happens, is that blacks can kind of become a bit washed out and a bit weird and sort of patchy, you know, a bit sort of, I don't know, they're not as deep as they should be. But it's just so well done. And that scene overall, to me, exemplifies the leaps and bounds above any other Star Wars show this has been from a technical perspective. And to further that, to go on to the sound. Now, this has a pretty unique sort of opening theme. And it's only been a little bit that we hear, just a little bit. But during the scene where Ferrix, the planet's inhabitants, the city's inhabitants, begin the funeral procession, and I'm like, what's that noise? Oh, it's the goddamn Andor theme. And you know why that is so well done? Because it's very British, you know. I mean, obviously, and very US as well, but it's this sort of procession. It's almost militaristic. But not only that, ladies and gents, is that theme and what leads, you know, what proceeds that, what is after this funeral procession and the theme tune being played, is, I think her name was like Martha or something like that. I'm going to say it's not Martha. But Andor's adopted mother appears via video format before she dies and gives a big speech, and it's a rousing speech. And it actually kickstarts Ferrix's own rebellion. But not only that, Andor hears it. And it kickstarts him into the rebellion. So this theme tune holds actually a significant amount more meaning than just your average theme tune. You know, like it's actually inbuilt. We talk about music being a character of shows. This music is literally a character. It's a narrative point. It is literally what kickstarts a bulk rebellion on Ferrix. Beautifully done. And what I really liked was the fact that this rousing speech happened, and what caused everyone to go mental and ballistic was the Imperial officer walks up and kicks over B, the little droid, and they go fucking mental. And they've obviously got her brick that she's been made into now. Cassian's, Andor's adopted mother's dead. And they're just belting people around with it, going mental. But what I really liked about Ferrix battling the Imperial officers, the Empire, not the Imperial officers, but the Empire, in this scene specifically, was that they don't actually reach for any of the Empire's weaponry. They're not interested in it. Because it's so icy red. I'm in this moment. It's pure emotion. It's unthinking, unwavering. I'm just going to do this now. This is our time to strike. It's not planned. It's not premeditated. A certain element of it might have been here and there. But it's just, this is it. This is what we're going to do. And I loved that. And I thought that was great. You know, there's people's blasters being put down. They don't pick them up. They're just going ballistic at them. And I loved it. The bomb that went off and that whole sequence of events, great, beautiful, really, really nice. And then from there, obviously we had Vel and Cinta. I think Vel is our sort of loose cannon in this premature rebellion. I think she could turn. I really like Mon Mothma essentially framing her driver and trying to figure out whether he is listening to her or not. Really liked that. I really like the end. Andor going to Luthen and basically saying, kill me or take me in. Kill me or take me in. And then that smile, that wry smile on Luthen. And I really like the fact that Luthen survived. I'm keen to see. I love this show. I love this show. And did you stay for the post-credit scene? Which I didn't even know was going to be there. Because my friend told me. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I watched it. Loved that. Really, really loved that. It's a very well thought out show. I know loads of people. I had a conversation on Twitter today. Side note, follow me on Twitter at Mistakes Reviews. With someone saying, well, where's the aliens? Without the aliens, it's just a dystopian future. There are aliens. I don't think the aliens make or break Star Wars. They've never made or broken Star Wars to me at all. And there are aliens. And I've enjoyed not having them. In fact, I've enjoyed having a humanoid drama in the Star Wars universe. It's not going to be for everyone. But those that enjoy it, you're going to love this finale. Roll on, Season 2.